Today I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious cardamom and cinnamon cake. This is perfect for the holidays. Cardamom is not used a lot in American cooking. It's very common in Scandinavian cooking. You'll see it in Indian dishes, but those are mostly savory. But in Scandinavia and Sweden, where I'm from, we use it in baked goods. It goes extremely well with cinnamon, as you'll see in this cake. So let's see what we need to make it. So this cake has three components. You can omit the last one, but essentially it's a cake component with a filling. You're going to need 1 stick of butter, 100 grams unsalted butter. We're going to be using 4 eggs, and I always try to use the highest quality pasture-raised eggs I can find. We are going to be using 3 tablespoons of erythritol, and we're going to use the confectioners type. This is Swerve, but you can use any brand of erythritol that you prefer. And we're going to use a small amount of stevia. I have the powdered kind here, but you can definitely use the liquid as well. We're going to be using half a cup of heavy whipping cream, or 1 deciliter. We're going to be using half a cup of coconut flour, 1 deciliter, and also half a cup of almond flour, or 1 deciliter. We're also going to use 1 tablespoon of psyllium husk powder. This is what in Scandinavia we call fiberhusk. And this is the most important ingredients around cardamom. You can find this at any grocery store. It's not that hard to find, but it goes really well with cinnamon, so you definitely do not want to omit this. And we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of this. And then we're using 2 teaspoons of baking powder. For our filling, we're going to be using half a stick, or 50 grams of unsalted butter, half a cup, or 1 deciliter of almond flour, and use the super fine ground if you can find it, since it does make for a better baking. And then we're also going to be using 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and 2 tablespoons of our confectioners erythritol. As a finishing touch, we're going to use some sliced almonds. You don't have to use this, but it does add an extra layer of sophistication and great taste to your cake. And you'll be putting this on top before you bake it, so the amount is up to you how much you like. Make sure your oven is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Then add your 4 eggs to a mixing bowl. Then go ahead and add your 3 tablespoons of powdered confectioners erythritol. And when it comes to the stevia, this is a small measuring cup. It holds 1 milliliter, and I have about 1/4, so you don't really need a lot at all. And go ahead and mix this until it's well blended and a little fluffy. After your egg and sweetener is nice and blended, you want to mix in the butter and your heavy whipping cream. Butter and half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And you can mix that together a little bit. Then we want to go ahead and mix all the rest of our dry ingredients in a separate bowl, starting with a half a cup of coconut flour, half a cup of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of psyllium husk powder, and 1 tablespoon of cardamom powder. The smell of cardamom brings back memories of Christmases as a child, when my mom used to make all kinds of goodies for Christmas. And then we want to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix it all together, and then add it to our wet mixture. Alright, we have mixed together our cake ingredients. And now we're going to put it in a cake pan. I'm going to use a bundt pan. You can use a loaf pan if you prefer. If you're using a loaf pan, you can definitely go ahead and dress it with parchment paper, but I've had success using a bundt pan that's non-stick with a little bit of coconut spray in it, so that's what I'm going to be using. So for a filling, we need half a cup of almond flour, 1 deciliter. And to that, we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of confectioners erythritol. You also want to add a very small amount of stevia and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Mix this together and then add your melted half a stick of butter. After you have mixed the dry filling ingredients as well with the melted butter, put it aside. In your cake pan, you want to add half of your cake mixture. Just do your best to even it out, about half the mixture in the bottom, and then we're going to put our filling on top. After you have added the filling on top of your cake mixture, go ahead and add the rest of the cake mixture on top. After your second layer of cake mixture, we're going to add some sliced almonds on top. You want to gently tap in the almond slices so they stick to the cake mixture. Now we're going to go ahead and put our cake in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes. When you stick a toothpick in and it comes out clean, your cake is ready. Alright, the cake just came out of the oven. I'm going to let it cool a little bit, and then we're going to invert it on a cake plate. Looking pretty good. Alright, our cake came out perfect. Can't wait to give it a taste. I hope you like it too.